Hey, welcome back to Zane Customs. This week I'm going to be doing some fan art for a book series called Mistborn. So this is an old drawing I did years ago, and way before I ever got into digital art, and then after I got into that and got my iPad and everything, I decided to redraw it. So this is just an imported scan, and then I'm put a layer over it and just tracing over it. That way I can have the lines on top and color underneath. And this is from a book series called Mistborn, and this is a character named Elend, and he's fighting off what are called Inquisitors, which are basically, for anybody who hasn't ever read those books or heard about them, they have a magic system based around metals, so they can push and pull on metals and send them launching into the sky and things like that. And these are called Inquisitors, and they basically have railroad spikes stabbed throughout their eyes and different parts of their bodies, which grant some power. And there's a lot of scenes in the books where they fight them, so I just thought it'd be cool to draw one of those scenes up. For any of you who have seen my previous videos, I did some drawings a while back, one of a kind of a crab-looking creature, or a guy with crab armor, and then I did one a bit after that of a guy in some big blue armor, and those are both from a series called the Stormlight Archive, which is written by the same dude that writes this Mistborn series. His name's Brandon Sanderson. He's probably my favorite author. He just writes some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen or ever heard, and I love doing fan art for him. That's kind of why you'll probably end up seeing a lot of that. I do end up wanting to even do some sculpture fan arts, but I'm showing a video of this process this week because, again, I was too busy to get out a new sculpt or anything this week, anything new, because I'm still working on that big project that I've been talking about, and this should be the last time that happens. I got that project 99% done, so this next week I should be able to start working on a new sculpture or drawing or whatever we want to do and get that out for next week. But unfortunately, that big project that I had took a number of weeks and made it hard for me to get anything new out. But as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to post a big long video about that, and that'll be really exciting because I've been working on it for a long time. So, like I said, this guy's name is Elend, and he's one of the characters with these powers, and you can do a lot with them. One of the main things they can do is push and pull against metals. So, if they're on top of a building and it has metal spires, they can push against it and it'll actually send them into the sky. So that's basically what's going on. He's launched himself into the sky to fight against these Inquisitors. And like I said, I did this drawing a long time ago. Even this digital part is old. The original pencil drawing is years and years old. I can't even remember how old it is. I did it clear back when I first read Mistborn, and then I did this digital one probably a year or so ago. I posted it on my Instagram, but like I've mentioned before, I don't love doing that because you can only have a 1 minute long video, so I had to time lapse it, and you couldn't even really tell what was going on in it. So I thought it'd be worth it to repost it on here and make it longer so you can actually see all the time and detail that I spent on it. And it ended up looking a lot better. I'm not thrilled with it looking back on it now because, again, I did this a while ago. I did, like, once it comes to coloring, you'll see I do a grayscale underlayer and then add color on top of that, and I'm just not good at that. It never looks as good. But as far as the line art, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I'll show some comparisons at the end from my original 2D drawing to this, and then with color, and it does definitely looks a lot better than it used to. And these guys, these Inquisitors, they have axes and daggers and stuff made out of obsidian or glass or anything, just because if they had a normal metal sword, it wouldn't really do much because, again, these guys have magic and they can just push metal away from them. That's why you'll see later on when I start coloring, I try to make it look like the axe and the dagger that they have are made out of obsidian. But yeah, like I mentioned, unfortunately I didn't have anything new for you this week, so I'm just gonna post this old video and just gonna do like I did last week. Let the video run. I might hop in here or there to add some insight, but mostly just let the video run and then talk to you again at the end. So I do just want to hop in here kind of towards the end just to mention a few things. For those of you who have read the books, you'll probably notice there's a lot of inconsistencies between my fan art and the books, and that's just because it's just fan art. You know, this is just kind of how I imagined it, and I know there's a lot of probably design mistakes I made. I know Elend at this point, when he's the king and all this stuff, and he has all this magic, he should have a beard, but every time I drew the beard, it looked weird, and I just couldn't get it right, so I didn't end up adding that in. And I think the Inquisitors are supposed to have certain tattoos and stuff, which I never added. But again, this was just a quick fan art I did for fun, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Probably my least favorite thing is Elend's face. It looked better than it did originally, but there's still something off with it. I think it looks kind of weird. His right hand is way too small. Just little disproportionate things like that that look weird, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I haven't had time to do anything new because I've been working on that big old project, but next week I'll actually start to get back into it and start to have some new sculpts and new drawings for you guys. And here's the old original drawing, and then it'll go into my new line art, and then the final drawing with color. You can see this was way better than my old one. Way more detail. I actually finished drawing the background characters and things like that. It looks a lot better. But yeah, just want to say thanks so much for watching. Appreciate anybody that's willing to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week with a new video.